Welcome to the WION Podcast. Today, we're diving into some pretty fascinating updates around Mars exploration. Specifically, the push to get Martian soil samples back here to Earth seems to be speeding up.
Yeah, it really is. What's making waves right now is China's Tianwen-3 mission. The original plan, was a 2030 launch.
Right.
But they've pulled that forward, now targeting 2028 for liftoff. That's quite a jump.
Okay, wow, 2028. And the objective is still the same, right?
Yeah.
Bringing back a decent chunk of Mars, about 600 grams, I think.
Exactly. Still aiming for around 600 grams. And launching earlier means, well, potentially getting those samples back here by 2031. Lu Jisong, the mission's chief designer, announced this. It really shows their confidence, maybe their progress.
And some are saying this acceleration could really put China ahead in the sample return game, potentially.
That's the chatter, yeah. If they pull this off on the new timeline, it's a significant achievement.
And the core science goal remains finding, well, signs of life.
That's the ultimate prize, scientifically speaking. Looking for any hint of past or present life. The mission itself is ambitious. 2 Long March 5 rockets.
2, okay.
Yeah. One launches the lander and the bit that lifts off from Mars again, the ascender. The other rocket sends up the orbiter and the return module, basically the vehicle that catches the sample in orbit and brings it home.
Right, so it's building on their previous successes, like the moon missions and Tianwen-1.
Precisely. They're leveraging tech from Chang'e 5 and 6, the lunar sample returns, and also the Tianwen-1 Mars landing experience. It's not entirely new ground for them.
Makes sense. And how are they planning to actually collect the samples?
It sounds like a multi-pronged approach, scooping surface soil, drilling down a bit deeper in one spot, and also using a rover for mobile sampling.
So covering different bases to get diverse samples.
Yeah.
Smart.
Definitely. Now, comparing the U.S. Mars sample return effort, the one involving NASA's Perseverance rover samples,
Yeah.
that one's facing some challenges. Costs have gone up significantly, maybe up to $11 billion.
Yeah.
And the timeline slipped, possibly looking at 2040 now for the return.
2040. That's quite a difference from China's potential 2031.
It is. NASA's actually asking companies for ideas now, looking for ways to speed things up and cut costs, trying to get back into the 2030s timeframe.
So a bit of rethinking happening there. And it's not just the U.S. and China, right? India's involved too.
That's right. India has Mars ambitions as well with Mangalyaan 2. Their plans include landing a rover and, interestingly, a helicopter too.
A helicopter on Mars, following Ingenuity's path.
Kind of, yeah. They're planning a sky crane landing for the rover, similar to how NASA landed Curiosity and Perseverance, plus a supersonic parachute, so more complex tech being deployed.
It really highlights the global interest, doesn't it? Multiple players, different approaches, all aiming for Mars.
Absolutely. It underscores just how important understanding Mars is becoming on a global scale.
So for you listening, the takeaway here is that this isn't just slow, steady science. There's a real sense of momentum, maybe even a race, building around Mars exploration, and especially sample return.
Indeed. The next decade looks set to be incredibly exciting for Mars science, potentially answering some fundamental questions about life beyond Earth.
Well, that was a quick look at the accelerating efforts to explore Mars and bring pieces of it home. The activity from multiple nations really shows the fascination with the red planet isn't fading. Stay tuned to the WION Podcast for more such intriguing stories to come.